Listen up, because what I'm about to tell you is either going to set you free or keep you stuck where you are. Broke, struggling, frustrated. There is one habit that has kept millions of people poor for generations. And if you don't get rid of it in 2025, it will do the same to you. This habit isn't about where you were born, what your education is, or even how hard you work. It's something much deeper, much more dangerous. It's the habit of waiting. Most people don't realize that the single biggest reason they are not wealthy isn't a lack of intelligence, talent, or even opportunity. It's their habit of waiting. They wait for the right time, the right circumstances, the right connections, and in doing so, they waste the most valuable resource they have, time. While they are stuck in indecision, second-guessing, and procrastination, opportunities pass them by, and others who take immediate action move ahead. Wealth is not reserved for the most educated or the most talented. It belongs to those who are willing to take bold, decisive action without hesitation. Waiting is a silent killer because it feels harmless. People don't see the damage it's doing in real time. They tell themselves that they're just being cautious, that they need more information, or that it's wise to wait for the perfect moment. But what they fail to see is that every day they delay is a day they could have been learning, growing, and making progress toward their financial goals. The danger of waiting is that it creates a false sense of security. People believe they are avoiding risk when in reality, they are creating the biggest risk of all, staying in the same place year after year. The wealthy understand that action creates results. They don't sit around waiting for everything to align perfectly because they know that perfection is an illusion. They move forward with what they have, making adjustments as they go. They know that the most valuable lessons come from experience, not just from gathering information. But the habit of waiting keeps most people trapped in a cycle of overthinking and hesitation, which leads to missed opportunities and wasted potential. Fear is the root of waiting. People fear failure, rejection, and uncertainty, so they justify their inaction with excuses. They tell themselves they need more time to prepare, more credentials, more savings, more knowledge, when in reality, they just need more courage. The fear of making mistakes often stops people from even starting, but what they fail to realize is that the biggest mistake is never starting at all. The wealthy embrace failure as part of the process, using it as feedback to improve and grow. Meanwhile, those who wait are stuck in the same position, paralyzed by the possibility of things going wrong. The truth is, waiting is a decision in itself, a decision to stay broke, to remain stuck, to accept mediocrity. People convince themselves that they are waiting for a better time, but what they don't see is that someone else with fewer resources and less knowledge is already taking action and getting ahead. Every day that passes is a day that could have been used to build something, to take a step forward, to create momentum. But waiting robs people of those opportunities and replaces them with regret. Procrastination is not just a harmless delay. It compounds over time. A person who waits 6 months to start a business is not just losing 6 months. They are losing potential income, experience, and progress that could have been gained in that time. The cost of waiting is invisible but massive. It's the reason people wake up 5, 10, 20 years later and realize they are still in the same position, still struggling, still dreaming instead of doing. Wealth is built through consistency and execution, not by waiting for the right moment to begin. The longer someone waits, the harder it becomes to start. The habit of waiting strengthens itself with every delay, turning into a lifestyle of hesitation and missed chances. It's not just about money. This habit affects everything. People wait to improve their health, to strengthen their relationships, to go after their dreams, and in the end, they are left with nothing but what ifs. Those who are financially successful understand that taking action, even imperfect action, is the key to progress. They don't waste time over analyzing or seeking guarantees. They simply decide, commit, and figure it out along the way. Waiting keeps people in a cycle of poverty and struggle because it creates a mindset of dependence. Instead of taking control of their financial future, they wait for someone else to do it for them. They wait for a raise, a lucky break, a bailout, or some external force to change their circumstances. But real wealth is built by those who refuse to wait, by those who take charge, take risks, and take action. The habit of waiting is the most dangerous habit a person can have because it quietly steals their future, one delayed decision at a time. Most people believe that success is something you achieve when you are fully prepared, when all the conditions are right, and when you have everything figured out. But that belief is one of the biggest lies keeping people stuck. The truth is, success does not come to those who wait until they are ready. It comes to those who commit first and figure it out along the way. Readiness is an illusion, a comfortable excuse that allows people to delay action while convincing themselves they are being responsible. Those who succeed understand that commitment must come before preparation, not the other way around. The biggest mistake people make is assuming that successful individuals started with perfect knowledge, perfect confidence, and perfect resources. In reality, most of them started with uncertainty, fear, and incomplete information. What set them apart was not that they knew exactly what to do from day one, but that they committed to the process and stayed in the game long enough to learn what they needed to know, They didn't wait until they were experts. They became experts by taking action, making mistakes, and adjusting as they went. Waiting until you're ready is just another way of avoiding discomfort. People tell themselves they need more time to prepare, more time to research, more time to build confidence, when in reality, what they need is to take the first step. Confidence doesn't come before action, it comes from action. The more you do something, the more competent you become, and the more competent you become, the more confident you feel. But those who insist on waiting for readiness never experience that transformation because they never start. Fear is the real reason people convince themselves they need to wait. They fear failure, rejection, embarrassment, and the unknown. So they mask that fear with the idea that they need more time. But those who commit to success understand that fear is part of the journey. They don't wait for the fear to disappear. They move forward despite it. They understand that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act in spite of it. Those who keep waiting for their fear to go away never take action, because fear never fully disappears. It only loses its power when you face it. Success is not about knowing all the answers ahead of time. It's about trusting yourself to figure things out as you go. People who commit to success understand that the best way to learn is by doing. They don't waste years overanalyzing and second-guessing themselves. They take action, gather real-world experience, and make adjustments along the way. They don't sit on the sidelines hoping for the perfect moment. They step onto the field and learn how to play the game by being in it. Those who wait until they are ready remain spectators, watching others build wealth, grow businesses, and create opportunities while they remain stuck in preparation mode. The reality is most people never feel 100% ready for anything big in life. Whether it's starting a business, investing, making a career change, or stepping into a new opportunity, there will always be unknowns. But success doesn't require certainty, it requires commitment. Those who succeed don't ask, "Am I ready?" Instead, they say, "I will do whatever it takes." That shift in mindset makes all the difference. When you are committed, you find solutions, you push through obstacles, and you stay the course even when things get difficult. But when you are only waiting for readiness, The first sign of difficulty becomes an excuse to retreat. People who succeed are the ones who make decisions and follow through. They don't sit around waiting for permission, approval, or perfect conditions. They don't waste years saying, someday I'll start. They say, I'm starting now, and they figure out the details along the way. Their willingness to commit before they feel ready allows them to move faster, grow quicker, and accomplish more than those who hesitate. Every day spent waiting is a day lost, and every opportunity delayed is an opportunity missed. Those who demand readiness before commitment will always be outrun by those who commit first and adjust as they go. Life rewards those who take action, not those who sit in preparation mode forever. The ones who succeed are the ones who decide that no matter what, they are going to make it work. They don't wait for the perfect conditions because they know the perfect conditions will never come. They commit, they move, they adapt, and because of that, they achieve what others only dream about. Money doesn't care about your dreams, your potential, or your good intentions. Your bank account is not a reflection of what you want to do. It's a direct result of what you actually do. Many people walk around with big ideas, ambitious goals, and powerful visions for their future, yet year after year, nothing changes. Why? Because they confuse thinking about success. The world does not reward those who intend to build wealth. It rewards those who take consistent, deliberate action to create it. People convince themselves that they are on the path to success simply because they talk about it, plan for it, and research it. But your financial reality doesn't change because you read books, watch motivational videos, or make vision boards. These things can inspire you, but inspiration without action leads to nothing. The person who takes even the smallest step forward every day will always be ahead of the one who spends years planning but never moves. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And if you're not crossing that bridge, you're staying in the same place. There is a dangerous mindset that keeps people broke, and that is the belief that one day things will change. One day they'll start that business. One day they'll invest. One day they'll take that risk. But one day is just another way of saying never, because unless action is taken today, nothing changes. The people who succeed financially are not the ones who sit around waiting for perfect conditions. They are the ones who move forward even when the conditions are not ideal. They understand that waiting doesn't make you money, working does. Your financial status is a scoreboard that measures your level of execution. If your bank account is low, it's not because life is unfair, the economy is bad, or you haven't had your big break yet. It's because you haven't taken enough action to increase it. Harsh as it may sound, this is a truth that separates the wealthy from the struggling. The wealthy do not sit around blaming external circumstances. They look at their actions, identify what needs to change, and make bold moves. They understand that money flows toward those who create value, solve problems, and take massive action, not those who wait, wish, and hope. The gap between the rich and the poor is not just about money. It's about how they approach action. The poor hesitate, overthink, and let fear control their decisions. They tell themselves they need more time, more education, more security before they can move forward. The rich, on the other hand, take risks, make moves, and adjust along the way. They don't wait to feel ready because they understand that action creates readiness. While one person is still thinking about an idea, another person has already acted on it, failed, learned, and improved. By the time the first person decides to start, they're already years behind. Your results in life, especially in your finances, are based on habits, not hopes. If you have a habit of procrastination, indecision, and playing it safe, your bank account will reflect that. If you have a habit of taking immediate action, seizing opportunities, and being relentless in execution, your bank account will reflect that too. There is no mystery to wealth. Money follows action, and the people who control their financial destiny are the ones who refuse to sit on the sideline. They understand that even failure is progress because every mistake teaches a lesson that brings them closer to success. But those who do nothing never learn, never grow, and never get ahead. Many people look at successful entrepreneurs, investors, and business owners and think, I could do that, and maybe they could. But the difference between them and the wealthy is that the wealthy actually did it. They didn't just think about it, they executed. They didn't just wish for success, they worked for it. They didn't wait for guarantees, they made it happen. Meanwhile, most people are still waiting for the right time, never realizing that the right time is always now. The longer you wait, the more opportunities you let slip away, and your bank account remains a reflection of that inaction. The reality is simple. Money flows to movement. If your financial situation is not where you want it to be, the answer is not to wish, plan, or hope harder. It's to take bigger, bolder, and faster action. The size of your bank account is not determined by how much potential you have or how badly you want success. It is determined by how much you do. Your actions, and only your actions, dictate your financial future. People often believe they are being responsible when in reality they are simply afraid. They tell themselves they are waiting for the right time, that they need to be cautious, that they must have everything figured out before they take action. But beneath all that reasoning is not wisdom, it's fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of uncertainty. It's easier to say I'm being responsible than to admit I'm afraid to take the risk. But responsibility is about making decisions that move you forward, while fear keeps you stuck in the same place, convincing you that standing still is the safer option. Fear is a master of disguise. It dresses itself up as logical thinking, patience, or even maturity. People say things like, I need to save more before I invest, or I need to do more research before I start my business, or I can't leave my job until I have a guarantee that things will work out. These statements sound reasonable, even responsible, but if you dig deeper, you'll find that in most cases, they are just sophisticated excuses to avoid stepping into the unknown. The truth is, no amount of research will ever eliminate all risks, and no amount of preparation will make you feel completely ready. Those who succeed understand the difference between being responsible and being paralyzed by fear. Responsibility means assessing risks, making informed decisions, and taking action despite uncertainty. Fear, on the other hand, tricks people into believing that endless preparation is progress when in reality it's just procrastination. There comes a point when more planning is no longer responsible. It's just another way to delay taking action. People spend years convincing themselves they are being wise when all they are doing is giving fear more time to control them. Fear-based responsibility keeps people in survival mode rather than growth mode. It makes them prioritize security over opportunity. They stay in jobs they hate because it feels responsible, even when that job is limiting their potential. They avoid making big moves in business because they are afraid of losing money, so they convince themselves it's responsible to wait. Even when waiting means staying broke, they hesitate on investments that could change their financial future because they are scared to lose. So they call it being cautious. But in reality, avoiding risk completely is often the biggest